Hi guys, and welcome back to Adam's Aquatics. Today's Tuesday, so we're here for another vlog style video. There's been a lot going on this week in the fish room, so let's get started. Okay, let's start off with the sad news. Some of you may have seen my video yesterday about Apollo. Unfortunately, Apollo passed yesterday due to an infection which I was unable to cure. Now, that happens in fish keeping, and I was extremely sad over the weekend, and it stopped me from making my usual Sunday video, which then got pushed to Monday. But I'm glad to say that I've moved set into this tank with Aphrodite, and as you can see, they're already trying to breed, and really happy with this pairing now. I think that he's just about the right size for her, and we're going to go on from there. Now, you're going to be wondering, what have I done with Set's female? Because originally Set's female was going to come in here with him, and Aphrodite was going to go into the main display tank. But I'll show you what's going on with her very shortly when I get down to her tank, and it's really exciting news, and I'm really happy about it. So it was really sad about Apollo, but unfortunately, you know, that happens. I'm trying to move on from it. Still really sad about it, but you know, I just keep moving forward with the fish room. Obviously Apollo was my first Episto, and you know, really sad, but I gave him the best life that I could. Okay, so some of you guys may have seen the video where I moved a load of stuff around in the fish room to make space for other things and to help to display things differently. The female betters are all down here now with my pea puffer. This is like an eclectic mix of fish that I'm just helping to live out the rest of their lives. Mr. Poe down there, he was going to go into the main display tank, but he never made it in there. He made it down here, and here is the little pea puffer down here. They're all getting on really well. There's been no quarrels, no nothing. This is just going to be a tank where I just feed it and look after it and look after them, do the water changes. There'll be no breeding action in this tank. Eventually, once all these fish move on, this will become a grow out tank, like a proper grow out tank for my pistos. But at the moment, because I made some decisions early on in my fish keeping hobby, I'm not prepared to rehome them, so I'll just do what I can to keep them happy for the rest of their lives. So the main display tank, some of you may or may not know that my male better Hades, he has ended up in this tank, and he's really settled in well. I'm really happy with this tank now. There is my male Starlight Pleco. He's a bristle nose. He's definitely a male because you can start to see the bristles on his nose. He's starting to get really big now, which I'm really happy about. I've obviously got my Inca 50 back there, and you may or may not have seen this fish before. This is what I used to think was a female Pistogramma agassizii, but I posted a post on Instagram a few days ago, and I was told that they were both male in that tank. Now, I was quite surprised because I thought that Percy may have just, if it was another male, Percy would have killed him off, but no, they were living fine together. This guy's moved into this tank for now, so at the moment there's quite a lot of male pistos in here, but they all seem to be getting on fine because there's loads of cover and loads of plants in which they can hide in. So yeah, this is where he's going to be for now. We might find somewhere else for him to go in the future. Obviously we've got 2 new tanks arriving on Friday, so we'll see what happens and who ends up where. So these are my last 2 of my original Mcmaster I fry. I have moved some on to new homes recently in the last couple of days. I have 2 left. I'll be taking these to the fish shop next time I go to move these guys on because I need this tank for grow out. Really happy with this male's colour. He's starting to come in really well. He's starting to get a really white back, really red face with blue. Really happy with him, and I'm pretty sure this is a big female. Won't be too sure for another couple of weeks until he or she colours up, but this is definitely a male because you can see from the body colour, whereas this guy or girl hasn't quite coloured out. So one of the reasons that I wanted to do some moving around was because I wanted to move the Ocelot's gold fry into a tank where I could see them. And you can see this little guy down here starting to look like a little mini Ocelot's gold. Really happy with them. There's 3 going on in here. I'm going to keep these growing out until they eventually get big enough to go in with the parents. I'm just feeding them baby brine 3 times a day at the moment in order to grow them out nice and quickly, and doing daily water changes to make sure the water stays nice and clean to help them grow as fast as possible. I've seen a significant increase in the last 4 days since they've been in here in their size, so hopefully continue to do that and they'll grow out nice and quickly. I mean, the Ocelot's gold tank is now actually my favourite tank by a long shot. It's had a big revamp, it's had loads of hardscape, and this thing has been put into the tank and they love it. I absolutely love this tank now. It's honestly my favourite tank in the fish room by a long shot, closely followed by another tank which I've just recently redone, which I will shortly show you. So the main reason that we did all this moving around was to give Erebos, my Pistogramma Elizabethae red male, his own tank on the rack, invisible view for me, and I'm glad to say that I really am loving this tank. He looks amazing in it because of the white. It helps to offset his colours and it makes him look really good. I absolutely love it. He's really settled in well to this tank. Now I'm waiting for these Amazon swords to kind of come back to life a little bit. They were in a tank which was a little bit run down. They were in the female beta tank, and these Java fans the same. So they should be fine once this has been going for a few weeks. You can start to see the really green leaves that are coming through now anyway. So I'm really happy with this tank. Obviously I'm waiting for a female to arrive for him, and then hopefully we'll see some breeding action. I got a weird message on Instagram the other day saying that he potentially has a bent spine, but I don't really think that's true. I feel like he just has a high line. You can tell that from his underneath. See, if he was bent, you'd see that his underneath was bent, when actually his underneath is completely straight. I just think he has a hump on his back. Not that the fact that his spine's bent, just as you can see. Really happy with him though. I absolutely love watching this fish. He's really interactive now that he's on the rack. So Percy's alone again. It's the second time he's been on his own. I feel a bit sorry for the lad. Hopefully we'll get a female for him soon. If anybody out there has a, I think he's an Epistogramma Agassizii Almira redtail. If anybody has a female out there, or any female Agassizii that they're willing to get rid of, or they want, you know, they want to do trade for Mcmaster or whatever, please let me know. Comments, Instagram, whatever way you wish to contact me. I'm just after a female. So I'm quite happy to say that finally the black rams have sorted out their quarrel and they're back to their normal cells. I put this cave in here, which was in Hades' tank, as like a flat surface for them to try and spawn on, and they've been a lot happier with each other. I need to add some more driftwood and stuff to kind of give a bit more cover for the female so that she can escape him when he's being a bit too aggressive. But as you can see, this is an absolutely amazing specimen of a, I will say he's definitely a Dark Knight ram. He is absolutely amazing. He came in, obviously they came in as Black Devil rams, but their coloration has really come through, so they are completely black throughout the body, and I'm really happy with them. Both of them, fantastic pair. I just need to see some breeding action now, which we're trying. We haven't really been focusing on these guys, we've been focusing on the Epistos, so that's probably the reason why, to be honest. But I might give these guys some focus in the next couple of weeks, just to see what I can do in order to help to move them forward with breeding. So the last thing I'm going to update you guys on for this week is something really exciting, something that I'm really happy about. So obviously Apollo passed on Sunday, and then whilst I was removing Apollo from the tank, I was looking down at Set's tank thinking, Set, you're going to Set and you're going to go into Apollo's tank, because I don't want Aphrodite to be in there on her own, and I was going to move her into the community tank to live out the rest of her life. And then as I was walking out, I noticed that there was a load of fry, literally hundreds of them. So I'm going to show you those guys now. So there she is there, and you can see literally hundreds of fry swimming around her. So I'm going to leave, so I've done something that I've never done before, which I've removed the male, and I'm going to leave the female to raise the fry and see what happens. There's literally hundreds of these little guys swimming around her. I'm just excited to see what happens in this case, because I think actually I'll probably get the biggest spawn I've ever had from my pistos from this unfortunate tragedy. You know, I would normally remove the fry and lose quite a few, but obviously the best quality ones will be the ones that go forward, whereas now I can just wait and wait and see what happens, and just let her raise the fry. This little girl doing absolutely fantastic. Now when the fry are raised, what my plan is to do what I've said with Aphrodite, which is remove her to the community tank, and then this girl goes back in with Set, because they're more of a similar age, and you know, Set's still got quite a lot of growing to do, and so does this girl. So that is my plan. I just wanted to share with you guys like the really absolutely fantastic, amazing news, and out of tragedies comes something really exciting and happy. And I will be picking the best male from this group, and I will be keeping him. I always like to have a Cacatoides male floating around. Obviously I got rid of my one from the main tank, so I will be keeping one floating around just so that I can see what's going on. Look at her colour once she's while she's looking after the babies. It's absolutely unreal. And I noticed this morning before I removed Set that he was trying to start to eat the fry, so it was definitely time to remove him. I'm just trying to show you guys the amount of fry that's swimming around her. It's unreal, and like I said, I'm really happy. I just thought I'd give you guys a last look at Set before we moved on. He's loving life in his new tank. It's the same footprint as his old tank, but it's just a bit taller. These custom cubes are a bit taller, so that's the reason. And as you can see, breeding action already. Set is an absolute monster. What a lad. So that sums it up for another week. Like I said at the beginning of the video, some really sad times, but some really happy times. And I'm really looking forward to what the next few weeks brings. I've got loads of fry on the go at the moment. New tanks, more fish. I'm really excited. And I hope you guys are too. And I hope that you will like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at AdamStockWorks, and join me next time for another video.